Okay, guys, I want to do this. This is about that Illuminaughtii person. Apparently, there's an update. They responded in some capacity, so I'm curious about it. Not super curious, because frankly, she just seems like kind of a silly goose, not a great person, a liar. And maybe she should just stick to making content and not really express herself on social media outside of that. Because every time she does, she seems to be wrong. So yeah. Stick to making this stuff. But I remember even watching some of her content. It was just like, there's something weird about it. She's still on a roll making content. I guess it's getting fewer views, but like, it is what it is. Just kind of keep it up and don't really worry about the negative backlash, and you should be fine. I'm sure people will go back and start watching eventually, maybe, and whatever. Let's continue. Let's get going.
Hello and welcome to Iilluminaughtii trying to make a full video based on like 5 tweets. Yeah. It's gonna be a tough one. I mean, that's
a full video. Oh, 8 minutes, I guess.
It's kind of true, but it's not entirely true, okay? At the end of the day, right? It's the end of the month, rent is due, all that stuff, so just let me live. But Illuminaughtii, I mean, fuck that. I've made so many videos on this woman. I definitely should not have pronounced her name by now. Like, I am trying to pronounce it right. I'm not just trying to be ignorant, but when Americans say it in their accent, like...
Illuminaughtii? That's what it's pronounced correctly.
Illuminati and Illuminaughtii sounds really similar to me, and I just don't really understand, okay? But I am trying. But she's responded after what feels like forever, and to be
imagine it was Illuminaughtii and she liked the dogs a little too much. That would be interesting.
Fair. She really needed to respond, didn't she? Now we'll get into the reasons for me saying that, because quite a bit has happened since my last video, but before we do get into all them little bits, let's just get straight to the statement, shall we? Oh, actually, before we get to the statement, subscribe. You know, rent due, all that stuff, subscriptions help. Like, okay, right. Cheers. Hey, everyone. Cheers. I'm fully aware of the recent false allegations that have
Oh, false allegations, guys. I knew it. Let's move on. I knew that they were just dumpstering on her.
Surfaced, which is a very interesting way to put it, isn't it? It just...
I think that one guy, the picklehead guy, he did a good video that exposed her for a lot of stuff. What's his name?
It's a bit ironic for Blair to talk about false allegations after the shit she said about people that has been proven to be false. Like the stuff she said about the click, almost insinuating that...
The click! I was close.
He's okay with paedophiles being in his Discord, but then left out the very key detail that he was asleep when it was happening. But yeah, I mean, she might go on to say a decent point. Let's read on. True. I want to take a moment to publicly state that I'm taking these allegations seriously and committed to rectifying this situation promptly and appropriately.
So basically, here's 1 of 2 things will happen. 1, she won't say anything ever. Or 2, she'll wait long enough for you guys to kind of forget the specifics, like I did. I forgot that specific, and then she'll make a new video. And in order to debunk her, you'd have to go back, watch the original claims being made, and then rewatch her thing. And it's too much for people to really care about. So 1 of those 2 things will happen.
I mean, promptly definitely isn't the word that
she'll
probably use there.
If she does respond to it, she'll wait for like her not to have an idea on like a video, and then she'll put something up there. You know,
it's been weeks at this point, hasn't it? And it's not as if like Blair's just kind of went away from social media to gather her thoughts and really work on a good statement. She's just been uploading like normal. I mean, here's her response video from 4 weeks ago, and look how many videos she's uploaded since, as if nothing has happened.
Ooh.
Now, one thing is definitely
that is probably her best way to go, considering how fucking hard dumpsters she got.
Worth noting, especially if we look at the top row here. The views have went down, which you would kind of expect.
I wish I had those views, baby.
Right, but they went down quite a lot. It seems like a lot of her own audience have kind of went against her. Because I mean, if we just go to a month ago, look how many views she was getting. Pretty much every video other than this one has over 200k views. Some have over 300k views. This one's got over 500k. Like, she was banging views. So yeah, something tells me the reason why she's now deciding to respond is because she feels like she kind of has to, because her views are dropping, therefore money is going to be dropping, right? And her subscriber count is dropping massively as well.
It'll just go back up if she ignores it and moves on again.
Well, yeah, so far she's lost 170,000 subscribers.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
In 30 days, which is fucking insane. That's like...
Damn, I wish I had 170,000.
Half of my channel. Well, not really. It's kind of half my channel. It's getting up there, right? And honestly, I hate bringing up people's social blades, because I feel like it's a bit of a low blow, but it's just to give you some context.
Yeah, it's less than half your channel. Your channel's 340, almost 400k, brother.
Context of
maybe he blew up in like a day. I don't know.
How much her audience has kind of like changed on her, right? And no wonder she wants to respond now. I understand the concerns and potential impact that these false allegations have caused, but like the impact your false allegations could cause with the click. Like, imagine if people just believed you and thought the click was okay with paedophilia. Like, his career would be way more ruined than yours. My team and I...
That's true, yeah.
Are actively working behind the scenes to gather all relevant...
All this started because she decided that like an intro or an outro or some stupid transition was some form of theft or plagiarism, because somebody else asked for advice on how to replicate a 3-second thing that was really just a feature in the program that they were using. So wild.
Facts. I am committed to transparency and accountability throughout this process. I'll tell you one thing that I am very much looking forward to Blair actually responding to is like them whole like fake accounts. Do you remember in the Clicks video? It became very apparent that Blair has been using fake like Reddit accounts and Twitter accounts to just go at the Click and like spread rumors about him, which is a very bad look. So I would like to think when it says that she's going to take accountability, that would be a part of it, but who knows at this point. Rest assured that I am taking decisive action action to address this situation. Oh, thank you so much. I can finally rest. I'll provide updates and communicate any necessary
what that means, though.
actions as soon as possible. Now, I swear, if Blair ends up just trying to sue these people or send them cease and desist, like, I'm going to lose my mind.
No, I think it's just like a face save. It's just like, oh, here, guys, I'm going to say something that sounds like really respectable, blah, 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 you know, and that's pretty much it.
I would actually like to think, for Blair's sake, that some of the stuff that has been said isn't true, and maybe some, like, details have been mixed, because it really doesn't look good. But, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that had a lot of proof as well. As much as a lot of the stuff that Wonderstruck specifically said was kind of just word of mouth, like, who do you believe at that point?
I didn't really watch the Wonderstruck. I don't know. It's just the weird. I just didn't. I was kind of bored of it at that point. His reaction was, you know, I watched the click, and he was pretty reputable, it seemed.
There was also a lot of stuff that he said, as well as what the click said and other people have said, that had proof. Like, there was a lot of evidence to back up their claims. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some details have been mixed and taken out of context, and probably would have worked in Blair's favor if people knew the full details, because there's been so much stuff, like, there has to be some stuff that was wrong, you'd think, right? Thank you to those who are standing by me during this challenging time. I will not allow these false allegations to be weaponized as a way to silence my voice. See, this is so interesting, because everything she's saying right here could be used against her. Like, I'm sorry that I keep bringing it up, but that whole click thing, where, like, she's basically trying to make it seem as if he was okay with paedophilia, and even went as far to make fake accounts to spread that kind of narrative. Like, how can you talk about false allegations? I don't get it. I appreciate your patience and understanding during this challenging time. I'm dedicated to upholding my channel's values and delivering on our commitments. I'm confident.
What values are those, Illuminaughtii? Okay. She would have dodged it all if she put her response in a separate video for to her apology. I guess, yeah. She should have just not apologized. Yeah, she should have just apologized for the legal eagle thing and then just left it at that. But instead, she decided to do that whole weird response to them. That was so bizarre. Like, what an idiot.
That the truth,
like, to those other guys with how whatever. Nobody cared at that point, really. She just seems to constantly put herself in this situation because she has, like, this massive ego.
Will prevail. Sincerely, Blair Zon. Wow, she even signed it off and everything, eh? How professional. Yeah, sorry, I've just seen this reply to the thread, and it says, you really should have taken the Sunny V2 approach of ghosting the drama and continuing visual uploads.
True. Well, she should have done that originally. That's very true. Very based internet anarchist. That's true from the start, though. She should have just never done like what we were just saying. She's an idiot.
Like, realistically, that wouldn't be great in terms of people who wanted to take accountability, but the way that YouTube works, if she was to ghost it, it would have eventually died down.
Yeah, exactly. Especially since she's not like a person. Like, she's an entity, right? So Sunny V2 is like an entity. I'm a person, right? So there's less social pressures on that person. Right.
It might have took quite a while, clearly, but it would have died down eventually. That's how YouTube works. And we see with Sunny V2 now, he's kind of just back to doing his normal videos. Never even addressed it once, and it feels like everyone just forgot about his video on Mr. Beast. If we go to the comments on a most recent video, I mean...
Well, there's no reaction. There's no... So it doesn't matter to them.
Look at the comments here. Reminded that Blair mistreated her employees, attempted to ruin people's lives, and is narcissistic to the point where she thinks none of this will come back to bite her.
A average manager at Starbucks? I don't know. Well, yeah, Starbucks works. Aren't they trying to shut down unions?
Yeah, when Blair kind of started just uploading normal videos and like nothing happened, she was very clearly filtering out the comments because all the comments were very positive, and I feel like it maybe just got to the point now where there's too many comments to filter, and this is why you're seeing all, like, the hate comments, I guess, if you want to call it that. The reality is... Oh, wait, this is quotation marks. Okay, let's see what she has to say here.
The reality is, you can't just put out whatever you want on the internet and just claim there's going to be no consequences just because you said it. Somehow it has to be true.
So based. This girl's speaking facts. Who is this?
You actually have to back your shit up. So if you're gonna just, you know, I don't know, blatantly lie about bullshit on the internet, eventually the law will most likely catch up with you.
The law.
Oh my god. If that's not the most ironic statement I've ever heard in my life. This is a new video from 4 days ago, for fuck's sake. Like, I realize that it seems like she just takes a
Maybe she's saying it to herself.
Scripts, like, from, I don't know, like, articles and stuff, and doesn't really seem to put too much effort into the scripts. Like, I'm just judging from the accusations that she takes the scripts from other people, but, I mean, you could have at least proofread it, right? Like, how did you read that sentence out loud and it didn't clock in your brain that maybe that's a bit contradictory?
Well, if she actually believes what she's saying, then that's would be why, because she's, like, convinced that she's correct.
Hey, remember that one time that one YouTuber abused their employees? Oh, actually, sorry, wait, this comment just reminded me of something, because I believe someone actually took the screenshots from comments like this, and I believe that was one of them, and sent it to some of Blair's sponsors, which is a bit of a grey area here on YouTube, but...
yeah.
HelloFresh actually responded. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We have stopped working with this creator and will not be working with them in the future.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess, okay. I mean, listen, it is a gray area. It really depends, right? But what I will say is this tends to be a very effective narrative to use against conservative-leaning people to cancel them, and progressives don't seem to get some form of cancellation. I know that she's a progressive, and she's weaponizing pedophilia in her video, so her getting a bit of a losing an advertisement, I think, is appropriate here. So,
Now, this is actually a response to someone saying, we ask nicely that you stop doing ads with this evil person. She gave her mum cancer, for God's sake. And
what? How do you give your mom cancer? What?
Right, so give her have I missed a big part of this or something?
Me too.
I feel like that didn't happen, but maybe I'm being really stupid and somehow I missed that very large part of it. And how do you also give someone cancer? I don't really understand. I feel like this person has just made that up to try and make...
I gave them the COVID vaccine. I'm just kidding. That's a joke, YouTube. It's a fucking joke. You do not ban my account. Don't do it, please. Do not do it.
Things seem even worse than they are, which you don't really need to, but maybe there's a crazy fucking chapter to this story that I haven't read yet. But yeah, like I said, HelloFresh have stopped working with her, so maybe that might be a big part.
What else did they say, though? We asked us that you stop doing ads with Steve. She gave her mom cancer, for God's sake, and post people suicide. What the fuck?
A crazy fucking chapter to this story that I haven't read yet. But yeah, like I said, HelloFresh have stopped working with her, so maybe that might be a big part. I don't know if HelloFresh were a very, like, frequent sponsor of hers. I imagine they were since people are tweeting at them, but yeah, clearly they've dropped out, and I imagine some other, like, companies probably have as well. But yeah, that's kind of all the information we have at this point. I mean, it is kind of a statement from Blair. I mean, it's a statement saying she's going to be given a statement, realistically, and we'll see what's going to happen. I would love to know your predictions down below. I'm just hoping that it's not, like, sending out cease and desist or trying to sue people, and it is just her posting a video with proof showing that she's innocent, I guess, or, like, you know what I mean, like, taking accountability and proving any lies that have been said about her wrong. Because I realized as I was saying that she can't really prove herself to be innocent because a lot of stuff does have proof and a lot of evidence is backing it up. So there's a lot of stuff that she's definitely not innocent for. And if you enjoyed this video, please do a like down below, subscribe if you're new, all that stuff, trying to hit
All right, cool. Yeah,
400k and we're getting there. So I could do with some topics. So if you want to let me know what you want me to talk about,
talk about these nuts. Got 'em.